Peter, so happy to have you here at Voice22. It's your first year here, yes?
It is my first year here.
Well,
Thanks for having me.
We're so happy to have you, and you're with Applied Brain Research.
Yeah, that's correct.
Good, we'll call it ABR to keep
Sounds
it short.
good, yep. Nice and simple.
Well, welcome to Washington, D.C. and our event. So thankful to have your company participate. You're doing senior research at your company. And so why don't you give a little background on what you do at ABR and who ABR is?
Yeah, absolutely. So ABR is actually a spin out of a lab at a university in Canada. So we're a bunch of neuroscientists who've been studying how the brain processes time-varying information in the domains of speech and language.
Yes.
And we came across some really interesting insights for developing novel machine learning algorithms through that research. So a few years ago, we spun out a company. And at that company, we've been developing both software and hardware to make machine learning systems run much more efficiently for implementing conversational AI platforms.
I see.
Yeah.
And so what got you into this? Were you at the university where this spun out of?
Yeah, I was a grad student in a lab
Okay.
For a number of years. And my supervisor at the time started a company with a few grad students that were ahead of me in the program. And I joined the company after I graduated, and we've been going strong ever since.
Right.
So there's about 20 of us now. Got 10 PhDs on staff, so we've got a lot of technical chops.
Yes.
And we work both with government and corporate partners to develop speech solutions. So we prototype new technologies, we help people deploy speech assistants. We've worked a lot in the automotive sector, so building conversational interfaces for car manufacturers. That's an area we're getting into.
Is this the type of stuff that Cerence is doing, or is it a different approach?
Yeah, we're very much in the same space as Cerence.
Okay.
So with our hardware offering, we're hoping to develop a chip that can do full speech recognition directly in the car. You don't need an internet connection. So if you're driving somewhere,
everything on-prem, like on the edge.
Device, on the edge.
Right.
So yeah, we're very much focused on edge computing.
It makes sense. Edge computing in the car would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Security, privacy, speed.
Exactly. So yeah, those are kind of the three big ones. So with privacy, none of your data is leaving the vehicle and going in the cloud. With latency, you don't need to wait for a laggy internet connection to give you a response back. So you can get really, really quick responses to all of your queries for changing the temperature in the car, turning on the windshield wipers. And then cost, right? So if you're a car manufacturer, you don't want to be paying huge AWS bills to run your speech recognition models.
AWS wants them too.
AWS wants them too, but the car companies maybe don't want to.
So some of my smartest guests, I ask critical questions because you come from an education background, you're a senior research scientist looking at these things. So let me ask more of a critical perspective on the industry. When you look at AI solutions specific to like consumer voice, what are some things you look at, you say, well, there's room for growth here?
Yeah, I think two big ones that come to mind for me are responsiveness and cost. So on the responsiveness side of things, because everything's running in the cloud, you're often waiting like a second or two for a response, and that just doesn't translate into a good user experience. So I've seen demos at various trade shows where people are showing off a new conversational skill with a home speaker, and you make a request and then you kind of wait a second or two to get a response back, and it's tolerable. But in an ideal world, it would be kind of like how we're talking to one another. I say something, and then a half second later you're responding back to me, and there's no kind of interruption or delay. And getting that into conversational assistance really requires that you do that computation at the edge. So if you can do more and more processing and language processing directly on the device, you're going to have a more responsive experience. Right. And I think that'll translate into greater satisfaction on the part of customers. And then the second one is cost. So it's just expensive to run these large speech recognition models in the cloud. Some of the state-of-the-art machine learning systems people are deploying, there are these gigantic neural networks that are using hundreds of billions of parameters in some cases, and the cost of deploying that is just out of range for a lot of customers. So if we can shrink things down, run it much more efficiently, either on the cloud or on an edge device, then that just opens up a lot of opportunities for people to use these technologies that wouldn't have been able to previously.
Of course. Yeah. So for ABR, what's the core technology that you brought to market for folks that are playing in the speech and language processing arena?
Yeah, so we're very much like a deep tech machine learning company, and we've developed novel neural network algorithms that process time-varying data extremely efficiently. They're sort of inspired.
It's only on the edge, or you also have a cloud component?
We have both on the edge and cloud. So we can run the algorithms in the cloud.
So you have the software offering combined with the new hardware element as well.
Exactly.
But I'm talking about software here, right? So
Yeah.
we're just talking about what you bring to market from the software component.
Yeah,
Okay.
from the software side of things, we deliver new machine learning algorithms that will do speech recognition and natural language processing much more efficiently than state-of-the-art offerings that are available in the marketplace today. So for speech recognition, we can shrink models down by about a factor of 2. So 50% of the model size, you're running it on fewer compute nodes on AWS, it's cheaper. And then for model training, which is frankly one of the largest costs because you have to train these models on enormous amounts of data,
Right.
we can do that about 10x faster using
Okay.
our software.
Okay.
And this is all just coming out of research. So,
Right.
you can get some amazing insights by looking at how biological systems process information over time. And we've translated that into technology that we can then give to our customers and allow them to experience these great cost savings.
Yeah, and now have you been to market for a long time? Is this like, help me understand the life, because you came out of a university.
Yeah, you came out of a
program.
university.
So where are you at in the state of the company?
Yeah, so in terms of commercialization, we have software offerings that are available today.
Okay.
So you can go to appliedbrainresearch.com.
Yep.
And you can find our software packages, you can test them out, you can run them on your computer, you can deploy them in the cloud, and then you just talk to us about a licensing fee.
Okay.
And we're more than happy to have that conversation. We've got lots of people using our technology today, having positive experiences with it. And then on the hardware side of things, we're raising a Series A right now to fab that out, and we're anticipating having test chips available for customers in fall of 2023.
4 vehicles.
4 vehicles.
Fall of 2024?
23.
Okay.
So about a year from now. And those chips will also be available for other market segments. So if you're an appliance manufacturer or anyone building a device where you want to have a conversational interface at the edge, it's battery powered, get rid of the Wi-Fi connection, we can help you out with that.
Okay. Last question on this topic. With this field, there's the ML, and then there's the data.
Yeah.
You don't have one without the other.
That's exactly right.
It requires both. Are you bringing to market a ML software solution that's licensed, but you also have all the data in place, or does the customer have to come to the party with the data?
Yeah, so we would partner with our customers to bring the data to bear.
Got
so
it.
we can, we have people that we can get data from to help you out for a particular use case, but we're not specifically a data broker. That's not our core competency. But we definitely have experience collecting data, working with people to acquire data.
Yes.
So in the context of car manufacturers, if they develop a system for an invoice or in-cabin conversational assistant, they're going to want to deploy that in like 20 or 25 languages.
Right.
And that's something, we're comfortable scaling up to that.
Right.
So we can definitely help our customers out if that's a challenge they're facing.
Well, it seems very exciting what you're doing. I wish you the best on the Series A.
Oh,
and
thank you so much.
of course, the rollout of the new hardware next fall. I guess before we wrap, what's it like being here with a bunch of peers and folks that are kind of playing in the same sandbox as you? I mean, there's 1,000 of us here, and so thanks for being here.
Yeah.
But not everybody came, right? Some people are going to watch our conversation. They didn't come. They may not intend to come. Why should folks consider being part of Voice 2023, for instance?
I think Voice, it's just kind of an unparalleled experience in a lot of ways. You won't find as many people working in the space in one spot.
No.
And the conversations I've had, the people I've met, it's just been fantastic. So there's so many different perspectives. You have technology providers, you have conversational designers. Everybody's all in one spot. And it's just a really friendly bunch. So I can't speak highly enough.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, Peter, thank you for sitting down with me. So good to get
Thank
to know
you.
you, learn from you. So I appreciate it.
All right. Well, thanks so much.
Absolutely. Anybody that's watching, thank you for your attention. My name is Ian Utilli. I'm the CEO at Attention Live. Enjoy bringing you these fireside chats from Voice22 in Washington, D.C. I'll be back with more. Until then, have a very happy day.